guys, this is Shanice,
And this is Aaliyah.
and this is episode 2 of Sunday Self-Care. Sunday Self-Care. Sunday Self-Care. Sunday Self-Care. Hello, welcome back. How you doing?
I hope y'all are feeling well. Whenever time you're watching this.
I'm feeling. How are you feeling today?
Honestly, I felt very irritable, to be honest.
I feel supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Can you say that?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Can you spell it? Okay, what is actually the self-care focus of this episode?
The self-care focus of this episode is creativity.
Yeah.
Exploring your creative side.
That's
pretty good, right?
Yeah. Have we done the word count for how many? Creativity. We should expand on what that means. Like, what about creativity? How does this pertain to self-care? You know?
I say exploring your creative side.
Mm.
I think being creative is one of the most important things. Like, being able to be imaginative, to have that creativity still intact from you for the word. It's important because that's what helps you with anything. You could be a regular scientist or like an architecture or a businessman who does stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Just creativity will help you progress so much. So understanding what your interests are and how creative you can be, what you can think of, and it doesn't have to necessarily, like, when I think of creativity, I think of art because, like, I do art. So, excuse me. These are my paintings here. I did some of the drawings on here, as you can see on the side. I made bracelets and stuff. I made shirts before. I painted my pants.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I just did I just did different things. I tried different things. I did cheer once. I did track. I did wrestling. Like, I just tried new things. And, like, I think what stuck with me most is painting, because the more I did it, the better I got, and I enjoy it. And it was an important process in my change between the person who I used to be and the person who I am now, and it's probably going to have a lot to do with the person I'll be later. Even though I don't really feel like I'll have time for it, I think I'll make time for it. Because art is like that was my creative side. That was me being able, like, I can draw, but I can't draw. Like, I need a reference. But with painting, you don't necessarily need a reference. You could just splatter something, and it could be art. So,
Mm-hmm.
the more art I made, the more freely I got with it. Like, I didn't follow structured lines, and it just feels good to just be. It feels like good to, like, you're not rebelling, but it feels like you're rebelling. You're going against you're going against the decorum in a sense. So.
Okay. My experience with creativity is not the same as Shanice's because I'm not a painter,
Yeah,
art
these are hers.
Thank you for establishing that. Yeah, these are definitely not mine. I'm gonna stop being shady towards you. I'm so sorry. I don't be bullying her, y'all. She be bullying me. But anyways, yeah, drawing and painting isn't really how I express my creativity. I more so took the performing arts route, I guess. No, yeah, I took the performing arts route. I use theater, singing. I say dancing, but I really mean musical theater dancing. Like, those are my forte when it comes to creativity. Because to me, when I'm on stage and I'm performing, that's when I feel the most alive. Like, I'm allowed to not be anyone I want to be, but in that moment, I'm not the version of me that I created for myself. You get what that mean? What I mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the version of me that I kind of, like, adopted, its personality I adopted is very, like, shy and, like, quiet, nervous, those character traits. But when I'm on stage, I'm not that person. I get to become a character, but really it's a part of me. you know, because I have the creative ability to express that character any way I want to express it.
Mm-hmm.
And same with singing, like just singing song lyrics that.
I don't think that's creativity. I just think that's your real self.
But I'm expressing it through like a creative form.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're saying, like, mine, like, it's just like you're saying that you're a different person, right? So yeah, it's creative, but that's more of like you hiding your real self.
But I'm not really hiding it. That's what I'm saying. Like that's not really.
But you're saying no, like how you're saying it. You're saying like.
But
you said the person I made for myself is more like shy and this, and then the person on stage is like who I like is still a part of me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a part of you, why are the you that's not on stage not still that person that's on stage?
Wait, what? The you that's not what?
Why is the person that you are on stage
not
the same person you are when you're not on stage?
That I mean, I
so that's what I'm saying.
Though.
That's not necessarily like that's more of a you thing. And using your creatability or something that you love to escape.
It's not really an escape though.
It's not an escape, but you're saying that that's where you can be your real self and not off the stage.
I think that who I am off the stage is also it's also me too. It's just like different. I just express it in a different way. Like that's why I was getting into like expression and.
But isn't the way you express it now not necessarily the way you want to express yourself?
I feel like I'm not really creative now.
Like, do you want to be shy?
No.
So, do you want to be those other traits that is not a part of the one that's on stage?
I'm just saying this is part of me, though. Like,
it's not.
Well,
it's something you're holding on to that. You're creating that for yourself. So you're saying that and you're embodying it when really it's not you at all. The person on stage is you. That's what you have to. I went through that stage too, where it was like, you know, like I want to be this person, this type of person, but I'm this type of person. When really I was the other type of person.
I really don't want to be. It's not like a thing that I'm actually intentionally doing because I really don't want to be, and I don't act that way outside of school unless it's like high pressure social situations. But it's not because I'm choosing to be that way. It, you know, like it happens. Yes. Okay, well that ruined the whole thing. I guess I don't have any creativity. I don't, cause you're saying theater, cause theater is like.
I didn't even say that.
Yeah, but how can I make creativity? I didn't say that, but I'm saying like theater is like theater is singing is the way I do that. But
that's what I'm saying. I didn't say that. Like I'm just saying, it's sounding like it's less. To me, it was sounding like it was less about the creativity and more about you not being able to be yourself. Or like you get what I'm saying? So I'm not discarding that it's a creativity for you, but are you like you express your creativity within that? But I'm saying it sounds like also a part of like a mental thing.
Is art not?
No. God. What I'm saying is that it's a negative mental thing. That you're using it as a mask. Yes, you're creative in it, but you're also using it as a mask. So that's like me being an artist, right? And I make art of myself, like it's portraits of myself, but a different person. And I'm like, that's the person I want to be. Like the person in my art, that's how I express my true self. I'm using it as a mask because I'm not that person in the art when I am the person in the art. I'm just clinging on to this reality that I'm not, that I can't be, that this is a different person when it's me. You get what I'm saying now? So I'm not discarding that I'm mad creative and I can draw my own self perfectly in different types of forms throughout my mind. I'm just saying I'm using the fact that I can do that as a way to hold myself back 10 feet. Now, you kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't ruin it.
Well, how was it? That sounds like a bad thing. So why would I put that on the channel if it's a bad thing?
Because it's real.
Okay, but well, now I don't know what to go off of because now it's like a bad thing now, and I don't want to.
I never said it was a bad thing.
You said it's a negative thing. That's
yeah,
a bad
I'm
thing.
saying that the fact that you're hiding is a negative thing. I'm not saying like, cool, you like theater. You can talk about how theater feel, like how you feel when you're doing it. But what I'm saying is, you also have to understand that you talk about you were just talking about theater in a way where you used it as a mask, and that's a negative way. So it's not like I said, like I'm not taking away that I can draw myself perfectly. That I enjoy making I enjoy the fact that I can draw. Like I love my paintings. Like remember I told you don't put my paintings sideways. I want it upwards because like it's my paintings. But if I'm using it as a mask, it's also like a thing where it has to be a disconnection. I can't use it as a mask. I have to take that mask off. I mean, I can still love what I do if I take that mask off. I probably love it more because it won't feel like an attachment. Like the only way you can express yourself is through that. You know what I'm saying? So, and if you don't feel that way, then say that.
Mm-hmm. Did it stop recording? I heard a beep. Never mind. Maybe it was something else.
No, it's still going.
So what am I supposed to like? Not supposed to, but like, cause where I was going with that was that like, cause you kind of like stopped it. So was that like, where would I go with that then?
What else did you want to talk about?
I mean, I wasn't done talking about like singing and how I express myself.
You can talk about that, bro.
Trying to find the place.
Bro, we gonna have to put that in. Why not? I mean, it's authentic. Isn't that what you want? You just learn something. If we had a awareness on camera. Maybe I'm probably gonna have those moments too. And I'm not taking them out. Maybe that's what we want to get honest. You want to be authentic? This is as authentic as it gets. Especially between me and you. So, you go back. Nigga, alright, yeah, table topic that, talk off camera. That's right. Okay. Just don't use them as a man. Use them, express them as.
I don't know why they don't feel like a mask.
Maybe not, but it's the way you speak of it.
Hmm?
The way you speak of it. Okay, keep going.
Oh yeah, singing is another way that I express my creativity. Singing is another way I express my creativity because it's like an outlet for like if I feel like a emotion, like that song is there, I just let it out. It's expressed. Or sometimes I try to write music I tried a couple times to write songs. They were okay. They weren't bad. You know, they're like beginner songs, but that was they were really helpful in helping me understand more about myself and understand more about how I feel, like music, poetry. I used to do poetry. Uh, what else? I would say guitar, but not really. I don't really play guitar like that. It's just that's just a hobby, not really creative. I don't know what else do I do. That's like creative. So I feel like there's more. I just can't think of them right now. Well, anyways, theater, singing, and writing are my main muses, like my main creative muses. So, uh, you're doing it off the fly. That probably took up like 10 minutes of the video. Shoot. Should we talk about that moment that we had on the camera? Yeah, like we can't just put that in there and be like, what do you say about it?
No, what do you got to say? That was you put on the spot.
Yeah, I felt uncomfortable, obviously, like, well, not really, yeah, I felt uncomfortable, but also, like, the type of person I am, I felt a little bit defensive about what she was saying, like, especially because theater and, like, just what I do, like, my creativity is such a big thing to me. It helped me through so much. It helped me, I say progress, because it helped me get out of my shell. Had I never thought to join theater or do any of the activities that I wanted to pursue, I don't think I ever would have.
Can I ask you something? So you say it helped you progress and it helped you come out your shell. Did you come out your shell and leave the little skinless turtle in those things and then stay in your shell outside of those things? That's what I'm saying. Like, cause you're saying, like you said like in theater I'm like this, and outside of it I'm kind of like this, and so I'm saying, like, did you stay in your shell outside of theater and only come out in theater and in those things?
In the beginning, when I first did theater, it was like that. I'm not gonna lie. Like elementary school, it was for sure like that. And then middle school, as I started to develop more in my creativity, like that's when I started writing poetry and having other outlets. It became less about me trying to hide myself and more just about it being something I really love to do. And then, especially when I got to high school, it kind of died down in high school. I didn't really do performing arts like that. Like I was supposed to be in a musical, but COVID happened. I never ended up doing it, so it was just like that part of me kind of just stopped existing for a minute. Not stop existing. That was a weird way to say it. Stop. No, that was not what I mean. Because like I mean,
but did it?
No, it didn't though. Like, well,
because you're saying you're. I mean, I don't know you as a person. I would never think you to be a theater type of person.
Yeah, I would. I am. I still am.
Like you say you are, but I'm saying like, you don't portray yourself as this. You are the type of person that would sit in the back or be like, no, I'll do backstage work. That's how you present yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. I also taking that whole thing from how you present yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Not to me, because we have a different relationship, so you're more open. But still, even to me and to other people. So you're more like, to me, you're in your shell.
Mm-hmm. I also, but at the same time, I don't think when I hang around other theater kids, I guess you could say, I also just don't. That's not me either. That's the thing about it. Like, I don't think shy me is me either. But theater kids are known for being extremely, loud, out, just boisterous. They being themselves, which is great. But like, I'm just not loud. Like, I'm not loud. Like, theater kid loud. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say theater kid loud?
But
that's not. This is not me.
I'm saying you don't have to be theater kid loud to be a theater kid.
But I don't understand what that. Like, usually when people say that,
that's just stereotypes. You holding on to stereotypes. None of that stuff matters. You know that, right? Like none of that stuff even matters. So like that's the stereotypes that people put in. That's the stuff that people say in real life. Not everybody in theater is the same.
I know that.
So I'm saying, go off that. Like, if you know that, then
But you're saying I'm not presenting myself as a theater kid. That's what.
No, what I'm saying is you don't present yourself as somebody who would be in theater, somebody who would even like theater. Now there are shy kids, but they talk about it. Even like Cassie, she don't look like somebody that wants to be in theater. But if you get to hear her talking, she's going to talk about it. She will talk your head off. You don't put. I never knew you were a theater kid. You like, nigga, I'm in theater art. I'm in theater arts, and it still never came up between us, really. Like, I know you go to the plays and you express that, but you never talk about being in the play. You don't even have the persona to where you would want to be on stage. And that's how you present it. You present yourself as you would never go on stage with people. That's why even the whole talent show was a shock to me, because it's just like you don't keep that part tucked away. So like everybody knows I'm going on stage, because like I'm still being myself, being that person that would go on stage in front of everybody. No, I'm gonna let you know I'm gonna go on stage, because I'm gonna just be myself. But I feel like when you don't let people know, like, because you're giving people the wrong first impression. My first impression is me, who I really am. You don't know my embarrassment level is kind of low. You don't know I have confidence. You don't know I'm just. You like to hide who you are first. Your first impression is going to be my shell. Then you see me. But I feel like that's the wrong way to do. Well, I mean, maybe, and that could just be me. But I feel like that's a way to just like make excuses for yourself to not be yourself and better yourself at all possible times.
But that's the thing. Like when you described it, it sounds so intentional. I'm
not saying it's
like
intentional,
when
but I'm saying you are what you think.
Even when though, like I feel like when I say I don't portray myself as somebody who will go on stage. Like when I'm saying like, oh, I'm nervous. Like, oh, yeah, I wouldn't be the person who's like, yeah, I want to go on stage, because that's really like I really wouldn't.
No, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, I don't know how to explain it. It's just the nuances of what you say and do. Mm-hmm. Like you really have I'm a shy girl type. Mm-hmm.
That's not something I miss, because that's something people always say to me, but I just never feel it. Like I don't know how to act like I'm not shy. Like if I'm saying something, I really feel it.
No, it's not acting like you're not shy. It's just having confidence at all times. So even like, say when you go to Toastmasters, you're being that girl. You don't want to get up. I gotta kind of. That's you doing it in the moment.
But like, I'm not trying to be shy. Like I genuinely feel that way in the moment. Like that's genuinely what's happening.
Well, let's not use the word shy, but you are holding yourself back. That's the real thing. You're holding yourself back. So you're holding yourself back in that moment right there. I have to push you forward for you to be to you step in, to be able to get up there by yourself and just say whatever's on your mind. But you not doubt yourself. So you doubt yourself a lot. You fourth guess. You be like, huh? And this is my perspective from what I see you from interactions.
Well, I guess the me that I think that I'm being is not translating in real life, which is something that this is not the first time I've thought this. Like you explain it in a different way, but I always like, not because of what I think about myself, but normally what other people say to me, like when someone says, "Oh, you're so shy," "Oh, you're so quiet," I be confused because I'm like, I'm not. Like, I'm not at all. Like, the only reason I'm quiet right now is because I don't know you. The only reason you say I'm shy right now is because I'm just not talking. Sometimes I just really don't want to talk. But that can be perceived as being shy a lot of the time. So I really don't, like, I don't know. That's the thing. That actually is a thing. That's something that I've been thinking about for a long time. That's something I just have to keep, like, and I do know what you mean about holding myself back, because I think a lot of the times I definitely do that. Not on purpose, but I don't think of it in the moment. I really don't think of it as holding myself back. Like, it's generally just like I feel scared, so I just don't do it. But I'm not trying to be like, yeah, you know, I'm just, it's just like I generally, like, my heart is beating, my hands are shaking, like, it's like that.
Why do you feel scared?
I mean, there's a lot of reasons why. Depending on the setting. Well, I guess generally, like,
That's a real small setting.
Hmm?
That's a real small setting. Like, Toastmasters is like 5 people.
Yeah, but it's still speaking. Like, it's not really about the amount of people. It's definitely not about the amount of people who are watching me or perceiving me, because you know how you was in the story and mom wanted to hear me sing. It's not about the amount of people watching me. Because, again, like I said, I can get on stage and perform in front of a bunch of people and not feel scared. It's not about that. So I don't really know what exactly it is. And I can't even really say it's about how... Well, I can't say it's about how I'm being perceived, because it would make sense of what I said about when I'm on stage. It's not really me, so I'm not being perceived. But I don't know. It's a thing. I really don't know. I never really took the time out to think that much about it.
For your real self.
But then that makes me confused, because I don't feel like I'm not being my real self, you know?
You just said when I'm on stage, it's not me.
Yeah, but I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I say it's not me, but I just, like...
So,
I'm there, I'm
because
doing
you're
it.
saying it's not you, and you're just lying, basically? You're lying right now?
Dang, that's harsh. I don't know.
Right. It's hard. No, it's not harsh. Are you lying right now? Is it not? Are you just saying it's not you? Or is it you and you just saying it's not you? Or is it not you?
Maybe I'm just saying it. Maybe I'm used to saying it. Because I remember I did say in the beginning, like when I was younger, that actually was the truth. And then it didn't become the truth.
So that means you just gotta stop saying it.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. It's probably just that. It's most likely a habit thing. Like,
I think you say a lot of things that you just need to stop saying, and which is why you hold yourself back a lot. You just say things that you don't really have to say anymore. That don't actually apply to you now.
That's true.
I do too. Sometimes. I don't do it a lot. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think, I don't know. I feel like I've been doing the same thing, and I kind of have. So it's like when I go over my old journals, it's the same thing now. It's like that's a cycle I'm stuck in. I just kind of like have to remember that I can change. But I do change. But I can't, like, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm trying to be as honest with myself as possible. It's just so hard. It's kind of
What you mean hard? You're
hard.
The most honest person I know, so what do you mean?
Like, not hard, but it's just like, I really don't know what it is. I'm not understanding it. I'm trying to get past it, but it's like,
that's something
I always
that
go back into my bad habits.
Yeah, I feel the same way, but we have different issues.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like, I think that we're connected enough to be, so if you fall back, I fall back, probably.
Yeah.
I think you're just 10 times more organized than me. So which is why I hold you to such a higher standard. Okay, you it's just like, that's why I feel like you should be able to get over your problems a little bit better than me, because you just have more of a foundation to do it. Like, well, I know how to self goals.
I was gonna say there's also, I get that, but there's also little, how that foundation started is the most important thing, which is why it's a foundation, but it's a rocky foundation, because I made it myself. I didn't have nobody to help me make it. I feel like if I had somebody to help me make it, it would have been more stable. I made it myself. Me being young and trying to just, just take from what I learned and just put it together. It's not really like sturdy.
I don't know how to do nothing. that shit.
Mm.
Like, I don't even know how to set goals. Like, every time, I just don't know how to do it. It's be like,
What do you mean you don't know how? Like,
I don't know how. Like, I'm like.
Do you think there's a specific way to set a goal?
I think there's a specific like a specific way to like a specific way to format your goal, which is just like I'd be like, I want to do this. That's it. I don't know how to make the correct.
Oh, like the steps to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really know
you know what? We this is a bit. This is good. But this is that's something that I think we've talked about before. Like, you're more of a big picture thinker. Like, you can think of the details, obviously, but most of the time, your ideas are very big, and that's a great thing because we need big picture thinkers. But then there's me. I be focused on the smaller details, which is why it's hard to get the big picture. So it's kind of like, you know. I think that when we express when we talk about both of our issues, or like things that we're about our identity or how we present ourselves, I think it goes along with how we think. Like since you're a big picture thinker, you can't fill in the little details to figure out why you act the way you act. For me, I have the little details, but I can't put them together, or I'm having a hard time putting them together. I
can agree with that.
Yeah. That was good.
But I don't know how to transition from a big picture to understanding why. I don't even know how I got to. I kind of don't know how I got to right here.
Same.
Like, I just got into stuff and I just started talking and I just started watching stuff and I started getting my books. And like, that's how I got there. But there's also certain nuances.
The thinking, like
how did my brain just say, oh, you don't care about this anymore? How do I do that again? Which is what makes it like. That's why I always like. Sometimes I feel resentful towards you for like being able to write down those things. Because it's like, why couldn't I write down how I felt and how I was thinking so that I can remember and go through that process again? But I don't think it's gonna be the same every time. It's gonna be different as you get older and have the experiences. So I'm guessing college is that hit of like that way.
You're gonna have to, yeah.
But then it's like, what if I don't?
I doubt it. I think that's too much about.
I think that's where the feeling of inadequacy kicks in.
Yeah,
I feel so inadequate
for
adult
episode,
life.
Wherever it's gonna be at.
It's gonna be at the end.
Oh, it's gonna be at the end. We don't know nothing about this yet, guys. We gotta learn this.
Listen, this is totally another way, but I
like it.
This is good content.
Self-care Sunday with a twist.
Yeah, self-care Sunday with a twist.
Where we don't give you tips, but we talk and you can learn something from it.
Yeah.
How about that? I think that's better, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people.
No, I think this was a good kind of. Because you learned something about us, and we just had like a real moment on camera.
Yeah, that was good. I really.
Yeah, this was good self-care.
See, having people to talk to that are trustworthy and that you just have a good
can be honest
bond
to you.
with. Yeah, like that's great self-care. Yeah. That's if anything, if you didn't take anything from this video, take that from the video. Yeah, like
we did run out of time.
Yeah, sorry guys.
So check back in the next Sunday here at Sunday Self Care, and we will do tea time. We will do the correct introduction. We will do everything we need to. Thank you for watching. Peace out.